There is a confusing teaching that circles around in non-duality that the world is an illusion. And it has a partial truth to it, but is quite an unhelpful teaching because it can easily be misunderstood. So the world that we're perceiving, we are having a confused, distorted view of what that world is. So yes, it's inaccurate, but something does exist. It's not illusory in the sense of that there is nothing there, which is how that word can easily be misconstrued. So to say the world is an illusion is a confusing teaching and can feel scary even. So the truth is that when we're perceiving through the lens of egoic consciousness, separation consciousness, we are believing in duality automatically because of that distorted lens that we're perceiving through. That's just the state of consciousness that we start off in. And as we go through the awakening process and we start to break free of that state of consciousness, firstly, getting glimpses of our true nature, glimpses of unity consciousness, what it's like to not be perceiving through that distorted lens until eventually it becomes permanent. Then it starts to show us piece by piece what the world actually is, what reality is, what we are. And so we start to understand it experientially. But what we're perceiving is that the world that we thought was there, there's something there. But what we thought it was is not what it actually is. So it's not invisible. There is something there that has come into form. And that something is us. And we are made of emptiness. And we are also everything. We are the creator and all of creation. And so what we're perceiving are all of these paradoxical layers to what we are when we get these glimpses beyond egoic consciousness and actually see reality directly. We see the world for what it is that it is us, that it is made of emptiness, that there is nothing different between what we're perceiving and ourselves. We're made of the same stuff. We're made of this divine, strange emptiness. We're made of formlessness, but we're also everything that we're perceiving. Everything is us. And there's no difference between here and over there. It's all the same. It's all us. So this may sound very abstract or weird or wishy-washy as I try to explain it, but we experience it for ourselves. So what has come into form very much exists. It is us in form, and we could label it as the Earth and all the other planets and solar systems and universes. It has come into form. There is something here that exists in form. We're experiencing this human body. It's in form. If a car hits us, we experience that. We can't just say that doesn't exist, right? We very much find out, well, there's certainly something there. There's certainly something that exists, but we have a distorted view on what that is. So is the world an illusion? Not really. Something exists there. It's just what we're perceiving it as is confused. So we're perceiving it as separate objects. We think that we're a subject, the person, and we are perceiving out through the senses at different objects. And the mind is automatically doing this because of the process of egoic consciousness, where we're believing in separation. This is happening automatically, that we're seeing separate objects. There's a tree, there's a car, and we're labeling unconsciously, even dividing everything up into pieces. And that's where we begin. That's where we all begin. And that's how we even can have this beautiful journey of believing we're a person before we see the truth that it is not real, that it is not reality, that we never were. But at least we get to experience that because of egoic consciousness. So it's very beautiful in a way. But as we start to wake up, which always happens eventually, we start to sober up, the drug of separation starts to wane. We start to have glimpses of what's true. We start to see, oh, that tree is actually me. that tree is actually formless. It's made of emptiness. And words don't do it justice. These are things we need to experience directly. But to just write it off as all illusory is a very basic and unhelpful teaching, in my opinion. It can certainly help you to get a bigger perspective, perhaps to start to question what is real and question what the world is. But it is so much more complex than just saying it's not real and I don't need to believe in it, because you are denying the form. You're denying your humanity. You're denying that there is a human body that has come into form and a planet here. There's earth, there's animals, there's things that can do harm, there's things that will be influencing your experience. And so to just sit there and close your eyes and say nothing exists, there's no world out there, you will unfortunately get some lessons from life to show you, well, what happens if you deny the form side of yourself, your humanity.